Well, who is enjoying the unseasonably cool August cloudy day here in central Alabama? I know I have. I mean, we don't get days like this too often where you've got temperatures in the 70s and 80s mid afternoon in August with no rain in play. Now, we do have plenty of cloud cover around, which is a big part of why we are cooler, but still, just a very, very pleasant change from what is normal. And this August has been kind of all over the map. We started the month cool, we got hot, and now here we are towards the end of the month. Kind of cool. Will it last, though? Let's start with what's happening right now. Of course, we've got temperatures in the upper 70s, low 80s across much of central northern Alabama. 90 in Monroeville, 88 in Dothan, 88 in Andalusia. So obviously, we do have some warmer temperatures there. Again, time of the year, it doesn't take much to get those numbers up there. But again, no rain. We have a weak disturbance moving through a loft. That's where the cloud cover is coming from. We're so dry. If you were to take the atmosphere and look at it as a slice here, the very top, all right, the higher levels of the atmosphere, there's a lot of moisture there. That's our cloud cover. But from the base of those mid to high clouds, there's not a lot of water in the atmosphere. And that is why anything that has formed, just there's been nothing of note as far as rainfalls. We look at the composite here, and you go back further to the west, and you can see there's your moisture, but it's not translating to any sort of rain at the surface. And a very quiet afternoon here across the deep south. That trough axis right about here across the southeastern region. So no complaints here from weather perspective. Absolutely love these cooler temperatures. So how about tonight? This will actually, I think, be the highlight of the forecast here. So the record low at Birmingham is 58. That was set back in 1968. Now, record in Gadsden, Anniston, Tuscaloosa, various places, a little bit cooler, about 53. I don't think we'll hit a record, but the point is, when you're starting to throw the idea of a record out there, that just should give you context to how cool it is, right? So we got temperatures dipping into the 50s, and that's just not something that happens very often in August. Only a handful of those dates have been recorded here in the last several years. So, again, a nice change of pace and something that is not very common. So how about our high temperature on Wednesday? Once again, sunshine will be back tomorrow. No cloud cover. So that'll mean we're a bit warmer. Still seasonally cool. Average high this time of year should be around 90 degrees for much of the state. 91 in southern Alabama, about 89 in the northern third of the state, but warmer than where we will be tomorrow. And then Thursday and Friday gets interesting because we're going to see yet another little short wave, another frontal boundary that's going to come in from the west. And essentially, to one side, you'll have cooler temperatures. To the other, you'll have warmer, and rain will be in between. So NDFD data showing our best rain chances on Thursday, going to be late in the day. We're going to have a surface low that'll once again be kind of traversing the Arc-La-Tex region. This will be sliding to the southeast and bring us rain late in the day. What about Friday? Friday, that same boundary sets up right across Alabama. If it shifts further south, rain will be further south. If it continues to regress north, that'll mean our rain chances will be higher along and north of I-20. Again, something to certainly watch here as we move forward. Look at this model. This is really flip-flopped. This is Friday now from the European North American model, and it's got the rain, a good swath of stratiform rain. This is typically warm front rain. This is not usually associated with too much in the way of thunderstorm, but steady, cool, overcast stratiform rain. And that'll certainly be a possibility on Friday if models hold like they are. Into Saturday, though, especially the European model, has this kind of stalling and then shifting to the southeast, leaving Saturday dry for much of Alabama and the southeast. Same deal on Sunday. Other models offer a different solution, but there's the one that we'll have to keep an eye on here with that in mind. So lots of questions about the going forecast. I do think in general we're probably looking at the best rain probabilities to the south of I-20 over the next several days, but it is all very subject to change given the trajectory of this low as well as the frontal boundary associated. So needless to say, temperatures remain below average pretty much statewide through early next week. The question is where the rain will be pegged, and we'll keep a close eye on that here as we move forward. Tropics, man, I could not be happier about this as well. I mean, it's a very benign tropics. In fact, we look at the tropical IR, you can actually depict that troughing across the eastern U.S. there. How about that? You can see it. There's that disturbance in the middle of the country and the moisture aloft that is blowing in. But anyways, Fernand, tropical storm, no threat to anybody, anywhere. And look at this, NHC outlook, just a whole lot of nothing, which is great, all things considered. And, we are still a ways from the end of tropical season. But take a look at our list. Only the first column here. Next one will be Gabrielle. And hopefully we don't get there. Hopefully we don't get too far beyond any of these. But keep this in mind. Here we are. Here's your mall map. Tropical season, tropical activity. We are here August 26th. We're towards the end of the month, but we're getting very close to the beginning of the height of tropical season. Gotta stay vigilant, always watching in case there are any changes to the forecast, anything threatening as of now. Nothing looming. Happy to say that. That's your forecast discussion for this Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully you guys are having a great start to the week. Enjoy the cooler air. See you next time.